Hello, everyone.
Ooh.
Welcome to the Stream Void Podcast, episode 104.
Wow. That's crazy.
It is crazy. I am Mikey T, and of course, across from me is Curb Stomped.
Hi.
You can find us everywhere under our respected monikers. Just
Yes.
Google us, and you'll find us. We're everywhere.
Frugalus.
Frugalus?
That's my new
That's
search
your
engine
your
I've
new
created.
Search
Frugal.
engine, the Frugal search engine.
Yep.
It only brings you up one search result because it's very frugal about how
Exactly.
many search results it gives you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah. It is November the 6th, 2022.
Oh my God, it's November.
It's November. We've just had the time change. There's snow on the
Oh,
ground.
yeah,
I
fuck.
woke up this morning and I was like, all right, I'm going to go get some milk. I got into the car. I'm like, oh my God, it's 9:30 already? What the hell?
Oh
And I
yeah.
came back inside and I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
But you are listening to the Stream Void Podcast. This
Mm-hmm.
is a show about life and video games and everything in between.
Yes.
And let's talk about some of that in between stuff. And I will ask you, sir,
Okay.
how was your week?
Week was fine. I'm enjoying my work schedule. It's pretty good. Except, I mean, being tired after work is not my favorite.
Being like, well, it's 7 o'clock. Start thinking about bedtime.
Yeah, it's so stupid, man. It fucking sucks. Like, I get off work and I'm walking home. Like, on Friday night, I was walking home and I yawned probably like 30 times. It's like, oh my God, this is so stupid. So, whatever. It is what it is. But other than that, I like just doing what I'm doing. Being at the warehouse. Just listening to whatever podcasts. Getting stuff done, and then, yeah, that's fine.
Very nice.
The office still kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I overheard a ridiculous conversation at work. This woman that is my nemesis, I think she doesn't like her life too much either, because she was talking about her home life to the other woman, and I overheard it, and I was like, really? Your life sounds terrible. So she was talking about how it's not actually her husband. They're not married, but they're common law. But she went to buy coffee one day and there was like a bum there and he was like, hey, can you buy me a coffee? And she was like, okay, I'll buy a coffee. So he bought this bum a coffee and whatever. So then she went to the Tim Hortons another time and he's like, oh, I'll buy you a coffee. I owe you one. And she's like, no, it's okay. Whatever. And he's like, no, I can get you back your coffee. So she's like, okay. So she gets this coffee. So she told her husband about it afterwards. He's like, I don't want you to go back to that Tim Hortons ever again. Like, this guy's obviously stalking you and just whatever. And I'm just like, oh my God, is this guy like just so insecure? Like, this bum is gonna steal her away from him? So I was like, whatever, that's super weird.
That is weird.
And then they were talking about the one woman, she's going on vacation. They're going to Mexico. Not my nemesis, but the other woman.
Yep.
And she's saying like, oh, we're going to have, do this, that, and the other thing. And we'll, go for dinner and have a talk and, just talking about couple things they're going to do. And she's like, oh, no, me and my husband, we don't do anything like that. Like, we're not friends. We don't talk to each other at home. We don't have common interests. We don't do anything together and all this stuff.
Wow.
And I'm listening to this like, what the fuck? And the woman that she was talking to was like, oh, really? And she's just kind of like, oh, yeah, it's always the way it's been, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh. And I could tell, like, the woman she was talking to was like, that's so fucking strange. And she's like, well, the heart wants what it wants. And I just was like, oh, my God.
What?
That's so weird.
That is
Like, they
strange.
don't do anything together or have common interests or, like, I was just like, oh, my God. No wonder you're the way you are.
No kidding.
So, I mean, if I was married to her too, I probably wouldn't want to have anything to do with her either. But
Wow.
well, she's so annoying, dude. Like with her fake laugh and her terrible jokes and everything. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone would be interested in what she has to say, but definitely not me.
There you go.
So it's very weird anyways. But I always overhear this weird ass shit from them talking and I'll just be like, oh my God, she's so weird. And she thinks it's normal.
It's 100% normal for somebody.
Well,
but
that's the
not
thing
to
is
us.
I'll hear people say something and be like, wow, they think that's normal. They think that's a normal thing. Like, I don't want to name any names, but a couple of our mutual friends, I remember one time he was saying like, oh, it's so weird that these two married people, he's like, it's so weird she doesn't yell at him all the time. And like, just, you know, they're just weird. They're like a weird couple because they don't yell at each other all the time. And I'm just sort of like, oh yeah, okay. I'm like, dude, what are you fucking talking about? You're the weird ones. Like, you shouldn't be like arguing with your partner all the time like that. Like, oh my God. But that's just what was normal to him because that's the way he was raised.
Yep.
And that's the way his relationship was. So it's just like, well, that's what happens. The wife belittles the husband. That's just the way it goes.
That's the way it is. Here's your honey-do list.
Yeah.
Smacking him with a newspaper.
Basically.
Go do
well,
it.
I mean, whatever. It's the honey-do list is having the honey-do list is a little different than being like, why did you fuck up the honey-do list? Why are you so stupid? Why don't you shut up, you stupid idiot? Rather than like, oh, you made an error here. So.
Well,
Anyways.
that's an abusive relationship.
Oh, well, obviously, 110%, obviously.
That's interesting because I have no idea who you're talking about. So
I mean, I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you afterwards.
if it's mutual, I'm like,
yes, it is mutual. So, anyways, other than that, I mean, I've been trying to stream at my regular time, but every night I'm just like, oh, too tired. So I think I just have to go right after work, basically.
Yeah, you definitely do.
But it sucks.
Eat some food, start streaming.
I know, it sucks though. I don't like to start that early.
I know. Neither when I was streaming like that, I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had to.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know.
I'm tired by 9. I got to go to bed.
I know, it's so stupid. Like, what the fuck? Am I a grandpa over here or what? Jesus Christ, man. It sucks balls. So, anyways, I'm going to have to start doing that.
Yeah.
Because I miss a lot of streaming just because I'd be like, okay, tonight, 7 o'clock. And then I'd be like, actually, I fell asleep. So,
Yeah, I mean,
not
you get
7
up,
o'clock.
Get off. You go home.
Yeah.
You know, you get back. It's 3:30. You grab a snack. You go live.
I know. It sucks.
That's what I was doing. I would go live around 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Get home, shower,
Yeah.
eat a little bit, go live at 5. Get off at like 8:39. Eat dinner. Go to bed.
Yeah, I probably have to start doing that too.
Yeah.
Sucks anyways. But I do, other than that, I really like the schedule of being off that early. And it's like, especially this time of year, it's like, wow,
You get up and it's still light out.
I'm going home and it's still light out. That's crazy. Going to work when it's pitch black, not as fun, but even still, even if it was like my regular hours, it's kind of like, the sun's barely coming up when I'm on my way to work. So it's not even that much better. So yeah, anyways, what can you do really?
It's true.
Other than that, I didn't really do too much. I guess I watched a weird new show.
A weird new show?
Well, I was at work and my coworker was like, have you seen this new show called The Brand New Cherry Flavor? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, it's on Netflix and it's like this weird horror TV show and I don't know what it's about. Someone was watching it and she said she saw like someone had a cut in their side and a woman was putting her hand in it and it was all weird and everything like that. And I was like, I have no idea what this is. So then I went on Netflix and looked it up and it's called The Brand New Cherry Flavor. And like, I would have never watched this show because first of all, what is this name Brand New Cherry Flavor mean?
Yeah, that's odd.
Like, is it a cooking show? I don't know. And then the picture on Netflix is just a picture of a cat. Like a normal cat.
That's weird.
So I just was like, I've seen it, and I just was like, well, I'm not watching a cat show. Like, whatever, right?
A cat show called Brand New Cherry Flavor.
Yeah. So, but then I actually started watching it, and I was just like, oh wow, this is actually good. Like, it's like a sort of weird, like almost Lynchian like horror show with like, what the fuck is going on here?
Huh.
It's saying Lynchian really, well, probably doesn't mean anything to you really, but it's not that weird. Like David Lynch stuff is like, why is that woman dancing like she has to pee? And
yes, David Lynch stuff is weird.
So this is weird, but not quite that weird.
Lynch light.
Yeah, maybe. It's interesting. It's interesting. So it's a limited series. I think 6 episodes maybe. I've watched 2 and I was like, okay, I'll watch the rest of this. But like, does anyone even know what this show is or about or anything?
Not me, that's for sure.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even come up for me. I don't think I've ever seen it in my list.
Yeah, I would see it if I'd be scrolling through and I'd just be like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. Don't show me that. So, I'm happy she was like telling me about it at work. So very weird, anyways. But I didn't really watch or play anything else really too interesting. I played a little Satisfactory, but then I was just like, I don't need to play any more of this right now. And I played Watch Dogs Legion. Actually, there was a pretty interesting mission that I did in that one.
Yeah.
It's like near future, you know, that game?
Yes.
So it's like you got like the weird tech. So there was a mission where I had to steal the blueprints to make these micro drones to fly around. And the mission was I flew the micro drone in the supercomputer. And I had to like sabotage the supercomputer by flying in and like destroying the heat sinks and stuff like that.
Oh,
So it would
that's cool.
destroy the computer. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So you're like flying in the computer and you see all the cabling and wires and shit like that and the fans blowing and everything. So it was pretty interesting.
Huh.
But yeah, that's an interesting game.
Yes.
It's not like Watch Dogs 1 and 2. It's like more in depth. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool.
I want to beat it. I'm going to beat it.
Beat it. Go
One
ahead.
of my things I've been thinking about recently is like I started a lot of games on stream, but never beat them. So I'm going to start doing that. I have beaten games on stream, just not that many. So I'm going to do it.
Good. I don't think I've ever beaten a game on stream.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Sure. Gorogoa.
Oh, yeah. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the new one.
And Battletoads.
And Battletoads, yeah.
You streamed the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, I meant Battletoads.
I was going to say. Okay.
No. We talked about it, but no.
I beat it on stream.
You beat it, yeah.
Me, Tank, and Master of None.
There you go.
We did it all together. 3-way.
Ooh.
It's not gay in a 3-way.
No, it sure isn't. Yeah, just the ones that we've beaten on stream.
Or in
are
like
ones I've beaten on stream.
Mokred, we beat that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Never beat Rise of Nightmares though. That's the one hole in the
the
old
one
library.
chink in the armor.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's about my week really.
Yeah, nice.
What about yourself?
Just worked. It's pretty standard.
How's the work going?
Pretty standard working. It's decidedly less stressful.
I love it. Love
Yeah.
to hear it.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
I got I don't know. I can't. It's going to be interesting when I have to fire someone or
Ooh, yeah, that'll
or
suck.
lay
Is there
someone off
someone
or
on-
something.
Do you want to give a like a tell
no,
them
we
on-
were talking about it.
tell
the
them
other
they're
day.
on the verge here on the podcast?
We were talking about it the other day. It's like, have you had to fire anyone yet? And
Yeah.
I'm like, nope,
Never ever?
not yet.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been I've been the
Yeah.
project manager for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks now.
But
so.
like never in an old job or anything?
never in an old job. No,
No.
I've never held that kind of authority.
Oh yeah.
I've hired people, but never fired people.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting when that happens, or you know,
Especially since you're all pals.
contractors. Stuff happens where you
Yeah.
have to lay people off. It's happened before, but
Yeah. I mean, also you're all pals there too.
yeah,
so-
and we're all pals.
Yeah.
So
That
it makes
sucks,
it even
too.
a little bit harder.
Yeah. So that does suck. Yeah, I've fired a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. One guy was stealing. That was
Oh,
easy.
yeah.
Then the one guy just was like a fuck up totally. So
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's not going to work out.
You tend to keep your work people at a distance.
Oh,
though.
big time. More or less everybody at work. There's
Yeah.
very few that I would be like, yeah, okay. I could do something after work with you or whatever.
Yeah.
But more or less everybody's like, they'll be like, we're going to go out for dinner. I'm like, no, I'm not going. Like, I don't even see anyone I like
Yeah.
as much as I see you guys. Like, fuck that shit. So
Whereas with me, I came up from the bottom and having to share hotels and
Yeah.
all that with everybody. You tend to hang out with each other all the time.
Yeah.
You get to know everyone. You get to be friends with everybody.
well, and it's also a little different when like everyone you work with is generally like a single dude with no kids.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'm working with like, oh, this woman's a grandma. This woman has 3 kids living with her. Like this dude, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And you listen to all the same music. Everyone likes all
Yeah.
the same things. Everyone likes doing all the same stuff.
Yeah. That's a little different.
So yeah, with especially with the guys who are actually listening to this podcast, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. So when he fires you, don't take it personally.
Yeah, don't take it personally.
If you want me to fire him, I'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll be your guy that serves them their papers. You're on notice, everybody that's hearing this, just so you know. And if you don't want to get fired, just sign up for the Patreon. It's easy.
Yep. Only Patreon members don't get fired. That's like one of the perks.
I like it. That's a good idea. Good
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, I remember like, you know, thinking like, oh, it'll be hard to fire somebody. But when it gets to that point, it's just like, I just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll probably be harder if that comes to something for you where it's more of a layoff rather than a firing. Because I don't actually see you firing anybody for being a fuck up, really. But it'll be just like, oh, there's no work. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, at my job, it's just like, you idiot. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't want to see you ever again. So,
Yeah. They'll always be work, though.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
we're literally the best.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a meeting and the
Yeah.
higher ups were like, "Oh yeah, you guys are the best."
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, exactly. And you were like, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're totally welcome.
I did this while I was being hindered. So imagine what I can do when I can actually do a good job.
Yeah, right.
So crazy.
So I've had the time to work on some programming in Excel and making new spreadsheets.
Wow.
And I don't have to be just strictly on the design, but I've got a lot of stuff in Jira that needs to be checked. So that's what you can do. So the guys who are working in the design team now, they can flag an item that needs to be checked, and then it comes up on my dashboard, and then I have to go through and check all these items to make sure they're done right.
Oh, yeah.
But it's getting big. I should probably go through and knock some of it down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I think I'm just going to go to Kelowna tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Road trip. Surprise.
Surprise, boss
is
is in
here.
town.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet since I've been promoted, so
May
I
as
figure I
well.
should go and show my face and be like, oh, wow.
Yeah,
This is awful over
Yeah,
here.
shape up or ship out, sirs.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do on tomorrow.
Fun.
Because I got one of the guys is going down, and I'll just catch a ride with him because I
Fun.
don't want to drive.
Dude, you're totally the boss. I don't want to drive. You're driving. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
There's no
Beautiful.
So the office in Kelowna is right next to the dump. But
Perfect
because
place
it's-
for it.
But because it's a business, you can't dump in the dump.
Oh, yeah.
You have to pay like huge fees.
Yeah.
So we got to go down there and like load it all up and take it somewhere else.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Wow. Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. Just throw it
Yeah.
over the fence.
Throw it over the fence.
Easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, what a stinky work site, man.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Not
It's
too bad.
Well,
That
there's
means it's bad.
it's on a cherry farm. It's also on a cherry farm next to
okay.
the dump.
So it smells fine until the cherries start to rot.
They got those sonic cannons out there to keep the birds off the trees.
Oh, wow.
So every so often you just pow.
Oh, crazy.
Sonic cannons? I don't know. Are they sonic cannons or are they shoot blanks off into the air? I don't know.
Is it a boom?
It's a boom.
Yeah, it might be just like a blank thing.
Yeah. They just set it off to keep
Yeah.
the birds away. I think, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Other than work, which has been, less stressful. Less stressful. Feeling the need to do things. We went hiking/hunting yesterday
Oh, yeah.
in the old just up past Batch.
Mm-hmm.
It started snowing. There's like 4 inches of snow up there, so we were hiking up the hills.
What were you hunting for?
Hunting for ducks or geese.
Excuse me.
I wasn't hunting, but the wife was hunting.
Mm-hmm.
She went off in the opposite direction of us, went to a long lake and just camped out there,
Oh, yeah.
trying to get the ducks to come in so we get a nice duck dinner.
Oh, yeah. And did that happen?
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
But she's still working on her like call techniques and
yeah. What's
her
up,
duck is very convincing now.
Oh, yeah.
You would like hear it and be like, "Is that a real duck?"
Is that a real duck? Crazy.
Yeah, it's ultra convincing. It's like the it's like when you're playing Terraria and the new duck comes in
God.
and you hear it, you're like, it's so lifelike. You're
Are
like,
there
what the
even
frig?
any ducks left here? Have they flown away by now?
They're starting to fly away, but when it's she says when it starts to snow and it's like really cold, they tend to stay on the water.
Oh, yeah.
So it's usually a good time to go out. and
Need
get 'em.
a dog to go pick them up when she blasts them.
Yeah, she's got like hip waders.
Oh, my God. Firing over the water, eh? Isn't that illegal, actually?
I don't know.
I thought firing over the water was illegal.
I don't think it is.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it is.
I don't know. I don't hunt, but
Yeah.
anyways.
And then Rip and Crayon and I just went hiking in the hills.
Oh, fun.
Walked up a hill, tried to get a geocache, but we're like looking for it, and it's like the hint was in a crevasse.
A
Like,
crevasse?
halfway down the hill in a crevasse. Like, great. There's 4 inches of snow on the ground. We ain't finding this thing.
No crevasse finding
No
today.
crevasse finding.
Crazy.
Got back. We took the Jeep out, and this road is real rough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's terrible. We're sliding all over the place because you're like on like 10 degree, 12 degree, 15 degree inclines.
Fun slipping around.
Back end, sliding all over the place.
Nice.
Shit's super muddy. I got to go get it cleaned up tomorrow or today.
Do you have winters on that thing?
All terrain mud and snows.
Oh yeah.
They do the job.
Very good.
But it's good to get out there and learn what the Jeep behaves like in the snow.
Exactly.
It was a little bit sketchy at times, but you get used to it.
Yeah, it's got a roll bar, doesn't it?
Are we going to get stuck?
It's got a roll bar.
Yeah. Yeah. All Jeeps have like a roll cage.
Perfect. No worries.
Not like super
no worries.
Strong roll cages.
You're fine.
But they're fine. I need to get a winch, but out in the Great Plains of the Lac
Yeah,
what are you
going to hook it to a crack in the dirt?
Yeah, right. There's nothing out there to hook your winch to. So
exactly.
If we got stuck,
destroying some sensitive ecological preserves, I see.
Yeah. Well, the difference between because there's like a 4x4 off-road club area before there, the protected area,
like that big hill.
Yeah, like the big hill, but it extends fairly far behind there.
Yeah,
and all the place where it gets all ponded or where there's like ponds, but they're all dried up now. It's just like tracks through the mud. It's just like all chewed up.
Yeah,
like oh okay. But the road is like as soon as you get over the cattle guard into the Lac du Bois area, the road just turns into utter crap.
Yeah.
It's just rutted and potholed and unmaintained.
Well, I don't think they ever get graded or anything. So.
No, definitely not. Yeah. Definitely not. So you got to like find your own way out there.
Which is kind of against the rules up there.
Yeah.
You're supposed to stay on the road.
You stay on the road. It is difficult to stay on the road.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
At some points. Not for me, though. I got a Jeep. It's fine.
Yeah.
It started raining, snowing, hailing. We were up there, too.
Triple threat.
Yeah. And then we just came back. Got a couple tacos.
From
Senior Froggies.
Oh, the frog.
Yeah, I haven't had Senior Froggies in a while. And then we watched actually the video of that pizza I showed in the pre-show. Yeah. Them making that, and then a review of an air fryer lid, and he was cooking tater tots in this air fryer lid. It's just like a lid that went on your pot with like a fan in it. Yeah, and that was like an air fryer lid.
Yeah, it's basically what air fryer is.
Yeah,
it's like a convection oven,
but it worked like crap.
Of course,
it didn't do what it was supposed to do.
Of course,
he was making tater tots, and I'm like, man, I haven't had tater tots, but I'm like, oh my god,
Senior
Froggies,
nice.
Here we go. Went there, had some snacks. Went to Bright Eyes with Briscoe.
Yeah,
and Rip.
Nice.
And it was a long time. It took a half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, somewhere around there to get a table.
Yeah,
just packed, absolutely packed. They had opened the new side, with the bar, and the arcade, arcade area, and just packed.
Yep,
just packed. But man, they have the best house-made smoked ketchup I've ever had.
Yeah, that stuff is good. If you order on their website now, that costs extra to get.
Does it?
Yeah, they've revamped. Before you would order on their website and whatever. Now they use some other like ordering website thing, and it was like, what kind of ketchup do you want, regular or smoked? And it's $1 more for the smoked ketchup. And I was just like, what are you doing? Yeah,
that's weird. Like the last time it's worth, but it's weird.
It's the last time I'm going to order takeout from them because it was also way too expensive. Yes. It was like DoorDash prices, but like you pick it up yourself. It's like, no, thank you. So it was good, but it was just like, I'm not ordering from them again.
I'll just get a jar of that smoked ketchup. Just take home. Like, why is that not a thing that we can do?
I don't know.
Like, get their ketchup to go? It's so good. It's so good.
You can probably make it pretty easily. It's probably just ketchup with like liquid smoke in it.
Yeah, who knows? So it is fairly chunky though.
Well, they probably make like a ketchup.
Yeah, I would imagine that it's
but it's probably pretty basic: tomato, sugar, salt, liquid smoke. I recreated it right now.
It could be.
Yeah,
could be. I'll have to look up a recipe. I haven't made my own ketchup in quite a while.
I've never made my own ketchup.
I've made my own ketchup once.
I made my own barbecue sauce that was ketchup based.
Oh yeah, I've done that too. But I made the ketchup as well that went in it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
No, I've never done that.
It's good.
Nice.
It's good. As for stuff that I played, we played some Deep Rock Galactic on Friday, which was fun. Going to play some more after the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to join us, we got 2 open slots. Maybe just one because we might have Neangelo joining us as well.
Fun.
Dwarf mining through the Galactic Empire. It's a good time. It's a good time. I enjoy it. Played some Overwatch 2. They put Bastion back into the game, and he just steamrolls now. It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
I know.
I don't know what that means.
Bastion's the robot that used to turn into a turret that couldn't move.
Okay.
Now he's a robot that turns into a tank that just moves all the time.
Okay.
he's got like 10 seconds or 8 seconds of tank power, and then it's on like an 8 or 10 second cooldown. But the amount of DPS you can output in that mode is ridiculous. You sit there and hold the button down and hose the entire back line down.
Oh, crazy!
Like, see you later, healers. That was good. It was a good time. Nice. And then of course I bought Vampire Survivors on Steam.
Yes.
And I looked it up, and you can just transfer your Xbox Game Pass save straight on over, because it's the same game. So you just transfer your Game Pass game over. I got and just the achievements started rolling in.
Nice. Does it have trading cards? Did you get all trading cards too?
Oh, I don't know if it's got trading cards. I didn't check.
Oh yeah.
But I had 64 achievements.
Nice. It's like half of them.
Yeah. There's a ton.
Yeah, it's like 120, I think.
Yeah. And so I started playing that again. I'm like, yeah. It's a lot more difficult than Bounty of One.
Yeah.
Because Bounty of One's just like, well, raise your health, raise your damage, raise your thing. It's not based on weapons, which I like about Vampire Survivor. So I was playing that a little bit the other night as well.
How's it run on the Steam Deck?
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's so nice to play it on the deck.
Nice.
So nice.
Nice.
Yeah. That was my week.
Cool.
Nothing too exciting.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I like it.
We'll get some exciting stuff going on sooner or later.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you watch? No, you haven't watched any Cabinet of Curiosities yet.
No.
We'll probably talk about that sooner or later.
After Andor?
It's super good.
Yeah.